Today, we'll be looking at when the first baby will be born in space. If you're new to this channel, welcome. This is Mr. Singularity, where we explore the scientific and technological breakthroughs shaping the future as we know it. The birth of the first infant born off Earth will be as historic as humanity's first steps out of Africa. Such a birth would herald the beginning of the human race's multi-planet civilization. For the first half-century of the space age, only governments launched satellites and humans into Earth orbit. Not any longer. Hundreds of private space enterprises are establishing a new economy worth $300 billion each year. The players of space. Space began as a duopoly, with the US and the Soviet Union competing for dominance in a geopolitical rivalry with strong military implications. But even though NASA landed on the moon in 1969, its budget has been cut by a factor of 3 since then. Russia is no longer an economic giant, and its presence in space is a faint shadow of the program that put the first satellite and human into orbit. China is the new kid on the block. After a sluggish start, China's space program is on the rise, powered by a budget that has recently increased faster than the country's economy. China is constructing a space station, has landed probes on the moon and Mars, and is developing a moon base. China will soon be the dominant space power if current trends continue. Governments will continue to launch rockets, but it is safe to say that the future of private space flight came in 2016 when commercial launches outweighed government launches for the first time. The most interesting progress is being made by private space companies that sell space for tourism and fun. Elon Musk's ambition for SpaceX is to transport 100 people at a time to the moon, Mars, and beyond, though he is hesitant about providing a date for milestones. As well as Blue Origin, which is Jeff Bezos' business, likewise aspires to inhabit the solar system. Such big ambitions have detractors, but keep in mind that these are the world's 2 richest people, living on Mars or the moon. The voyage to Mars is nearly 1,000 times longer for a spaceship than the trip to the moon. Hence, the moon will be humanity's first home away from home. China is collaborating with Russia to construct a long-term facility at the moon's south pole between 2036 and 2045. NASA wants to put boots on the moon in 2024 and build a permanent community called the Artemis Base Camp in the next 10 years. NASA plans to send the Gateway lunar space station into space in 2024 as part of the Artemis mission. NASA is collaborating with SpaceX on this and future lunar projects, and the lunar station will help SpaceX replenish the future lunar colony. After the moon, there will be Mars, and the collaboration between SpaceX and NASA is hastening the process. NASA's ideas are well-intentioned, but no timetable has been provided. Elon Musk, on the other hand, has stated unequivocally that he plans to establish a colony on Mars by 2050. Humanity's efforts to live on the moon will give us a good idea of what problems we might face on Mars. Space, sex, and babies. To truly be free of Earth, a civilization's population must grow, which requires births. Living on the moon or Mars will be difficult and stressful, so the first occupants will most likely only stay for a few years at a time and are unlikely to start a family. However, once individuals establish permanent residence off Earth, there are numerous unknowns. For starters, little research has been conducted on the biology of pregnancy and reproductive health in low-gravity environments such as the moon or Mars. It is possible that the fetus or mother will face unanticipated risks. Second, babies are delicate, and raising them is difficult. The architecture of these facilities would have to be advanced in order to allow for some form of normal family life, a task that would take decades. Given these uncertainties, it appears that the first off-Earth infant will be born much closer to home. A Dutch company, Spacelife Origin, plans to transport a very pregnant woman 250 miles up just long enough to give birth. They tell a compelling story, but the legal, medical, and ethical hurdles are severe. Orbital Assembly Corporation plans to open the Voyager station in 2027. It will be a luxury hotel in space. According to current plans, it would have room for 280 visitors and 112 staff, and its spinning wheel design would create artificial gravity. However, the hurried news broadcasts leave out any discussion of the project's complexity and cost. However, NASA said that it is exploring permitting a reality television show to send a citizen to the International Space Station and film them for 10 days. It's possible that this concept will be expanded, with a wealthy couple booking a long-term stay in orbit from conception to birth. There is currently no evidence that anyone has had intercourse in space. With approximately 600 people in Earth orbit, including one NASA couple who kept their marriage a secret, one space historian was able to collect a plethora of space-age scandalous moments. My guess is that a unique individual will be born around 2040. They might get their citizenship from their parents, or they might be born in a facility run by a corporation and lose their citizenship. But I prefer to think of this future human as the galaxy's first true citizen. So, what's your take? Would you want your baby born in space? Let me know down in the comments below and check out one of these other videos. This has been Mr. Singularity, and I'll see you on the next one.